Well, good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Track Titan Community Race Series. We're here at round 8 in Silverstone. We're back in the UK and we're racing some Formula Renaults. We've got some nice V8 action for you here today. And, well, it should provide us with some exciting racing. We'll wait and see, though, as last week proved. These races can offer up something quite unpredictable quite often. Joining me in the commentary booth tonight is Spitslam. Spitslam, how are you doing tonight, mate?
I'm doing very well. Hello, guys.
Good to hear from Spitslam again, as ever. And like I said, me and Spitslam will talk you through all the action from tonight here at Silverstone in England, just outside of North. Well, actually, it's just out. I say just outside of Northamptonshire. It's fully in Northamptonshire, but those heathens from Buckinghamshire try and claim it as their own, despite only one corner being in Buckinghamshire. 5.9 kilometres a circuit, 18 corners. You've got some very, very iconic corners on this new Grand Prix layout. Of course, changed to this one in 2009. Running off the Lewis Hamilton straight for the start finish, and the drivers are currently out for their practice. The times are ticking in. Looks like Lucas Gulagshek setting an early benchmark for times. And looks like we've got about 12 drivers connected. Potentially we're going to have about 13. Early benchmark, Spitslam. Before we do nip into qualifying right now, who is your early bet for a qualifying pole position?
Gulagshek, Ryan, or Isaac Gad, but all three of them have put in a very decent laps, as we see behind Isaac Gad, someone spinning, or as I saw. So now into qualifying goes, and who is your top driver to put it on pole?
It's a tricky one. It's a really tricky one. I mean, as we've come to expect, let's get the stream onto the track for everyone. Here we go. Back onto the actual track here for everyone on stream. Welcome to everyone that's watching today. It's a tricky one. It's a very tricky one. You've got Nathan Alder, who took home, many race wins this season, and is someone that we expect to be towards the front. However, you also have to look at this man, Ryan Skywalker. He's an open wheel expert, is Ryan Skywalker, isn't he? He knows exactly what he's doing in basically any open wheel car. He's not raced this one in this series before, but well, they're all kind of fairly similar, but we should expect a lot from him. And like you say, Gulagshek was actually on pole in the practice. I suppose not pole, but he put the fastest lap time in practice. And practice isn't necessarily indicative of everything. Drivers still tuning their setups right to the line, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see the battles between those three drivers and potentially some more. But like I say, we've got about 13, 14 drivers on the grid here today, so we should see some exciting battles, some exciting times rolling in. At this, well, what an iconic circuit as well, just to mention here, Silverstone, a circuit close to basically everyone's heart, close to my heart certainly, only about 20-30 minutes from where I live as well, so I'm very well acquainted with it. And, well, what is there that you can't say about this circuit, Spitslam? It's thrown up some very iconic motorsporting moments, hasn't it?
We know a very good one that we can recreate here. We actually have an open wheel cars as well.
Hopefully not.
Yes, I am pointing to that one event that I will not name because everybody knows what I'm talking about. Of course, talking about what you show. No, I'm kidding. It's
yeah. Hopefully the drivers don't end up in the. Hopefully drivers don't end up in the catch fencing on the first corner, and hopefully they don't end up in the catch fencing at Copse Corner as well. Everyone knows what happened in that race between those two drivers, but we won't mention it for now. We'll keep our eyes and brains focused entirely on this Track Titan Community race, and yeah, we'll see. I'll tell you what, we'll hop on board with one of the drivers for an onboard lap. Who's going to come around to start a new lap soon? I think it's going to be Peter Jones. So let's jump on board with him as he is heading down the Lewis Hamilton straight now in towards the first corner. barely lifting the throttle as he heads around that first corner there. Quite tight right-hander, but then keeping the throttle flat to the floor as he heads in towards the loop. Now locking up the inside brake there as he heads in towards the loop. Round the right-hander, round the left-hander here. It's a very, very tricky, tight part of this circuit in what is a, well, majority medium pace circuit here. Very interesting to see such a tight corner. Of course, part of the new additions in 2009. Down the Wellington Straight they go now in towards Brooklands. It's a long left-hander, very, very tricky corner. Got to get your trail braking right into this one and then slamming it in towards Luffield. You've got a long right-hander here, basically more than a hairpin here, and then you power out of it through Woodcut, which is barely a corner here. Just a little bit of a right-hand kink onto the old National Pit Straight here. This used to be the start-finish straight before they made the changes, and in towards Cops Corner. Everyone knows this corner from that incident Spitzlan was alluding to a moment ago. And then coming in towards Maggots and Beckett's now, keeping the foot flat to the floor for this first corner, lifting off, touch the brakes as he comes in towards Beckett's, round Beckett's corner. It's a wider radius right-hander there, and then powering out of Chapel on towards the Hangar Straight. Looking to the left, you can see the Porsche Experience Centre as Roger Sale blasts down now to up the hill to the highest point of the circuit. It's Stowe. Braking a touch and then throwing the car in, using all the track available to him, running it out wide, and then back down the hill again in towards the club chicane. Locking up the front brakes here for Peter Jones as he comes round the club chicane, around in the final corner. Oh, bit of oversteer there, almost sent him round, but he keeps it together and finishes his lap. And I don't think it's going to be a particularly fast lap for Peter Jones there. He puts it into 5th position with a 1:44.570, and he's about a second and a bit slower than the current fastest driver, Isaac Gard, isn't he, Spitzler?
Oh yeah, he definitely is. Isaac now just flying around Beckett's corner as he's going now into Chapel, taking as much grip as he can. 5th gear now down to Hangar Straight. He's flying not on his fastest laps for now on. Nathan having the fastest first sector, and I don't want just producing mediocre lap as I say that Brian puts in the fastest first sector. The fastest second sector. I should be corrected. Now into the slope corner, there he goes. There you can see the wing of Silverstone at the pit straight. Now into the Vale corner, then into the club chicane and into the club corner. Onto the Lewis Hamilton straight, or as I will call it, the international pits. And there he
Is
goes.
that personal?
Yeah, a little bit. And he puts it in the 3rd place.
Yeah, Nathan Older onto pole position now with 4 minutes remaining in the qualifying. A good benchmark to be set there by Nathan early on in this qualifying session. Ryan Skywalker not quite on the pace yet. He's heading around the loop. He's still just under 3/10 away from Nathan with that pole time at the minute. And like we've seen, Isaac Gard suddenly is right up at the front, and he's absolutely flying, isn't he?
Isaac, I like a guy who we don't see that much in the top 5 nor the top 3. He's now just flying around the track, momentarily going into the Cubs corner. Producing lap after lap, banger after banger, but Nathan is just a little bit faster. But I think Isaac can learn a couple of things from him because he's now coming up close behind Nathan. So some laps, maybe he can learn more, but just better lines in general.
That's not a good line, Isaac Gard. So he's just spat
that's
out
not a
in
good
Maggots
line.
and Beckett's and then gone around, and so he won't be learning much from Nathan Older now, as he's bottled it as soon as he got near him. However, we'll see if he can get back out behind him and learn a little bit from the driver that's just a bit faster than him right now. Monsieur Skittle, little Skittle, just ahead of Nathan Older. He's French this week because we're in Renault's. Nathan gets past little Skittle there as he's on his flying lap as well, and with a little bit of fresh air ahead of him, Nathan Older might be trying to put the foot down to get a little bit of a faster lap himself. Ryan Skywalker is coming around the final corner right now. He is on a bit of a flyer, fastest second sector of anyone, and it's just been translated into a final lap there. 1:43.057. That puts Ryan Skywalker on to pole position there in the blue Formula Renault car. And that was a good lap from Ryan Skywalker, wasn't it, Spitzler?
It was a very good lap. Almost all purple sectors. That's what you want in a perfect lap. He knows there's maybe lines he can get better, maybe the setup can be a bit better. I heard that these cars are really oversteery. The downforce is not the best. So yeah.
Yeah, touch skittish, the drivers were saying. I think the rear end's a little bit lively in these bad boys. So, as you can see from Ryan with a big slap of oversteer coming out of left field there. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see which drivers adapt to it. Clearly, drivers like Isaac Gard do well with these high, very oversteery cars, as he's taming it very, very well and putting it into third position. Still, no one's pipped his time. He's still 5/10 clear of the next closest driver, which is Lucas Gulicek.
Yes.
You can see the times ticking in on your screen now, and it really is looking like we've got a clear top 3, and then kind of everyone else, haven't we, Space?
Yeah. The real clear top 3, but Gulicek is not that far off top 3 if I'm right. Don't have the live timings, that would be useful if I can get them, Adam. Please.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But Gulicek doesn't seem, and he will definitely try more and more to get into the top 3. But yeah, I think the top 5 will be very similar as Peter Jones puts in his fastest first sector. And thank you.
Certainly does. He's trying to get his lap times down a touch. 1.5 seconds back from pole position as it stands with 30 seconds remaining. He's going to have to put this lap in, and this is going to have to be his banker, as I don't think he's going to have enough time to cross the finish line before the timer does tick down to 0 and the checkered flag flies. Michel Rodriguez has managed to get himself onto the server. I think he was struggling earlier on, but here he is, the man, the myth, the legend. He's back, and he's in the Formula cars, and he's not put in a valid lap time yet. So, and he's locking up the wheels as well. So well done, Spitzlam. Thanks for that. No, well done, Michel. Sorry, Spitzlam. Don't want to. I think I saw someone locking up the brakes, and it was just like force of habit.
Yeah, very well, Spitzlam. I haven't raced in ages. If
Sorry.
you can see right now, if you look into the server, I'm quite weirded out by this. I am a little bit because I got the bells as well. But the league one just tagged me twice in a row, and it's just the same freaking session with the Porsche. So I'm like, that's weird. Yeah, but Nathan. Okay, fastest lap, and Lucas Gulicek having also a fastest sector. So
yeah, this is going to be the final laps for the drivers now. The checkered flag has fallen. Ryan Scout coming into the club chicane now. This is going to be his final lap. Can he improve on his lap time that's currently got him in pole position? Put a bit of daylight between himself and Nathan Older. Oh, that certainly won't help. Yellow flag's going to be out in the final corner there. He does retire to the pits to get himself out of the way of any other drivers. Well done, Ryan Skywalker. Nathan Older, the driver that could potentially challenge Ryan Skywalker for this pole position. He's only 3/100ths off at the minute. He's going to come around the final corner now. He's currently got a fastest second sector, a slower first sector. He's going to cross the line. Oh, and he does improve. Puts it on pole position with 0.3 of a second gap between himself and Ryan Skywalker in second position. What a lap that was from Nathan Older. Isaac Gard won't improve. Last driver looked to be across the line will be Joost. What was it? Joost?
Joost.
Joost.
Say toast. Toast.
Toast.
Say toast with a J.
Joost the Toast. Joost the Toast. I've been pronouncing his name wrong for many, many weeks, and he crosses the line. He's going to be in 7th position. And then, one last driver here. Who is it? No other than Michel Rodriguez coming around the final corner onto the Hamilton straight. He crosses the line and puts in a valid lap time, puts him up into 8th position on the 4th row of the grid. Decent lap that from Michel Rodriguez to get in his triumphant return to Track Time Community Racing. And that does set the grid. Nathan Older with a last gap pole claim there. On the line, 0.3 of a second between himself and Ryan Skywalker, who's in second position there. Isaac Gard will be in third position, about 0.2 back his qualifying time. And then a bit of a gulf, 0.5 between Isaac Gard and Lucas Gulicek in 4th position. Peter Jones not far behind Lucas Gulicek, Roger Sale, Joost Weers, Michel Rodriguez, Victor Lundgren, Diogo Teixeira, Isaac Johansson, and Little Skill has just disconnected, but I'm sure we'll be back as we do have 2 minutes before the green lights go out. Exciting qualifying there, but the grid looks a little bit spread apart. We'll see how that translates into the race today. We don't have 15 laps to bear through today, only 15 minutes. I set up the server right this time. Spitzlam, first corner here is technically church. Is it Farm Abbey? Abbey. It's technically Abbey, which is that quick right-hander, but I'm not going to count that. I'm going to ask you, who's going to be in the lead by the time we reach the hard braking zone of the loop?
The loop. Oh, into the loop. A lot of things can happen. The real hard braking zone is before the loop, I would say. A little bit before Abbey and everything. I forgot the name of the corners as well. I'm not educated on Silverstone. Let's go.
Well, that is the first braking zone. Spitslam, I still need an answer. Who's going to be in the lead?
Yeah. Very good names here. Ryan or Isaac has a real good chance, but it's 4 corners. Gulicek can have his chance as well if those two just go very well. Someone's saying village in the chat, so it seems like Isaac is listening to the stream.
We'll see how it goes.
Isaac.
6 red lights go out very quickly there for the drivers. Ryan Skywalker has got a fantastic start. Nathan Alder's absolutely bogged down off the line, and Ryan Skywalker is already well alongside before they've even reached the first corner of Abbey. Isaac Gard pushed very, very wide. Nathan Alder holds onto his position. A few drivers going wide there, rejoining the circuit a little bit later on. Ryan Skywalker is looking up the inside of Nathan Alder in towards the loop there, but it's not going to happen this time round. Lucas Gulacek and Peter Jones going toe-to-toe. Isaac Gard was distracted. He's dropped down into 7th position. Peter Jones up into 3rd. He's got some fantastic racecraft there, Peter Jones, as Lucas Gulacek is right up behind him. Michelle Rodriguez is in a world of pain there, spinning across the track like Kimi Raikkonen, and he is going to be well off the back of the pack now. Lucas Gulacek and Peter Jones side by side in through Brooklands. Around Luffield they go. Peter Jones has that inside line. Lucas Gulacek on the outside. Lucas is going to try and get a switch back here. Power down out of the corner as they come through Woodcote, but it's not going to happen this time round. Peter Jones secures that position for a little while longer, and Lucas Gulacek is ducking up underneath to get any of the slipstream he can. In towards Cops they come, and they don't come together, and the driver's just settling in as Lucas Gulacek goes very, very wide there. Isaac Gard now back up alongside him. So it's Nathan Alder still leading this race, Spitslam, and well, that was a chaotic start. Do you see anything that happened a bit further back?
Well, very much seems like little troubles happening at the back as Michelle Rodriguez is no longer with us in the server. He just covered it out. Seems like it's not a very good entry back with the one who was originally our open wheel expert.
Are we still here?
Not
He's just
anymore.
in the pits. I think he's just repairing.
Oh, he is here?
Yeah, he's just in the pits, I think,
I don't
repairing.
see him
yeah.
on the... Yeah, he is. I don't see him on the
Joe
billboard
Spears
now.
has been into the
Oh.
wall. He's been for a trip into the wall before the club chicane. Looks like he could have come together with Victor Lundgren then. We got tagged, not sure what happened. He wasn't on camera, but Jost now rejoining the circuit in 9th position, and his car looks a little bit worse for wear.
Well, a little bit more, whereas Gulicek getting a little bit closer to Isaac Gad and Victor Lundgren and Diego Teixeira having little battles. Now Victor over-braking himself really hard. Diego having the outside for the loop. The inside is belongs to Victor Lundgren, but such a bad exit. You could see that rear just almost spinning out. And that's about that's a little bit ended. Diego Teixeira takes 6th position and will try to run away. Yoast the toast back into the wall. In the entry corner, and Nathan Alder, Gulicek, a little spin as well. So the very interesting things that will happen here. Diego Teixeira and Victor Lundgren still balanced. Now they see Gulicek up in front. Now in the Woodcote corner, we'll go almost side by side in the Cops. We know how that ended last time. In the Cops corner, they fortunately don't go side by side, and in the Maggot and Beckett, they go line of stern.
Yeah, these drivers very, very close together right now. Isaac Hansen tailing a big battle ahead of him. Lucas Gulacek, Victor Lundgren, Diogo Teixeira all ahead of him, and he's going to get the best view for any chaos that does indeed happen. Next to him, Isaac Hansen now lining up a move on Diogo Teixeira, but further ahead, it looks like Peter Jones has got past Ryan Skywalker. Ryan Skywalker was a little bit further ahead of Peter Jones, definitely out of overtaking range, so something must have happened to the South African driver there, and he's dropped down into 3rd position now. Peter Jones powering away in 2nd position with a little bit of daylight between himself and the South African driver there. Unfortunate for Ryan, that, isn't it?
That's very unfortunate, now dropping into 3rd place. But he has his heels and nose ready, and he's really close, and maybe will take Peter Jones now going from the loop into the entry corner and then onto the straight. the Wellington straight, one of the biggest straights that we have, maybe even the biggest straight on the track right here, but no luck here. Into the brick runs, then into left field. Brian will try anything to overtake Peter Jones.
Yeah, he's going to be really ducking up underneath him now, trying to get any slipstream he possibly can, and they're coming onto the national straight now, and I think it's going to be a big slipstream kind of race here. We saw the effect that it can have on these cars just not too long ago with some of the moves that were being made on the national pit straight. And Ryan Scarlett's going to be trying to use that to his advantage. Oh, he might not need to, though, as Peter Jones has gone round in Copse Corner, skidding across the circuit. And I think Isaac Gard might have got tagged up in that as well. He did indeed. Unable to avoid a spinning Peter Jones there. Isaac Gard rejoining the circuit in 3rd position. But he's going to be a little bit damaged, I think, after that incident. And Peter limps back onto the track. He's in 5th position. Lukas Gulacek now is ducking right back up underneath Isaac Gard. Oh, and he's gone round as well, coming out of Chapel. Lukas Gulacek is round. Isaac Gard carries on going in 3rd position, and Victor Lundgren and Peter Jones the prevailing battle as they're going side by side down the hangar straight, and it's all go here in the Formula Renaults. The midfield battle is very, very interesting, isn't it, today?
It's very interesting as Peter Jones overtakes into the slope corner. Victor Lundgren and Peter Jones back in business. The battle keeps going on in Vale into club corner. Whoa, what a large lockup that was. By Victor Lundgren, and Isaac Gard is the next target of Peter Jones.
Oh, Peter Jones is around. I think that was an unforced error there. Yeah, that must have been an unforced error there. He was on the curbing on the exit of the final corner there, and I think a little bit too much throttle just sent the back end ahead of the front, and he was around. Well. Isaac in the wall on the first corner. These drivers just can't keep it on the black stuff today.
They just can't cut such curve. This feels like they're playing F1 2021 or F1 22. It's horrible.
Goodness gracious me. Well, we've got some good racing going on when the drivers are actually keeping it on track. And one great example of this is this battle here. Victor Lundgren, Isaac Johansson, Diogo Teixeira, all very, very close here now coming through Luffield Corner. Victor Lundgren leading the way, but Isaac Johansson is challenging. He's sniffing up the inside of Victor Lundgren, got a bit of oversteer on the exit of the corner, barely gets it under control, and this allows Diogo Teixeira to now have a look up at the inside of himself. Getting a little bit of slipstream here, coming down the national straight. He's alongside before Copse Corner, but he runs very, very wide, brakes far too late, and that allows Isaac Johansson back through on the Portuguese driver, and then the end the corner just as they finished it. Now coming into Maggots and Beckett's tricky corner to follow for the drivers here, especially with the role that the slipstream plays. Diogo Teixeira took a very, very liberal line there through Maggots, and I think that might have balked his exit because now he's dropping a bit further back from Isaac Johansson coming down the straight.
Because Gulacek also tried to join the battle, but his magazine because very the best as Roger Sale and Peter Jones are getting closer and closer. Joost Veil overtaking Isaac Gard for 9th position. Isaac Johansson dropping down like a sack of bricks. Now fighting with Lukas Gulacek, get side by side in from the club chicane into the club corner. Oh, a little spin by Peter Jones, almost losing the rear a little bit, and now we have a freeway battle for 6th place.
An epic battle here over 6. Roger Sale has got the best view of it. Oh, and he gets a bit too close of a view of it. Tips the back end of Isaac Johansson round, and then both of them round in the first corner. Roger Sale and Isaac Johansson. Roger limping back onto the circuit. Peter Jones is through on Lukas Gulacek in towards the loop and coming through entry now. He's going to hold on to that 5th position with a little bit of daylight between himself and the Czech driver. Joost de Toast up through the loop. He's in 7th position. I think he inherited a couple of positions, and after a pretty nasty accident, Joost has managed to inherit about 4 positions since then, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's doing really well, and the battle's a little bit calming down now as Gulacek, I want to say he's the only one within the second of the next driver. Both people having little troubles as well. But yeah, now the battles have calmed down a little bit, but the racing of these cars is perfect. We actually, maybe it was a better idea to choose the high downforce overall. These are the middle downforce cars, and you can see the drivers are having troubles. As I say that, Diogo Teixeira shows us the trouble that he can get spinning in Cops, if I'm right. Where are you? Yeah, no, it's the Beckett's corner actually. He's doing a Daniel Kvyat.
Oh, he's off in Beckett's. That's such an easy place to go around there. Just touching the curves, getting a bit too much throttle down, and the car goes absolutely round. And I'll tell you what, this car is proving a big challenge for our drivers to handle here. a lot of the drivers here are quite good racers, and they're just struggling to keep it on the road. So, like you say, the medium downforce variety of these cars not doing them too many favours. However, the very best can keep it on the track, and that's going to be proven by Nathan Alder and Ryan Skywalker. Nathan currently with 4 and a bit seconds between himself and Ryan behind him. He's going to be keeping his foot to the floor as much as he possibly can and keeping that daylight between himself and the man in second position. 5.5 minutes to go for Nathan. Do you think he's going to be able to avoid any accidents? 4 seconds is certainly within range for, like, you know, a bit of a move from Ryan if Nathan does have a spin.
Well, he might. Well, if Nathan spins, Ryan is in front of him, that's for sure. But yeah, one little mistake, one bad throttle input, and then you spin. One bad throttle input on the curb, and you are in the wall. We saw that happen to some drivers as Diego approaching the Alfa Romeos and Roger Sheo approaching Diego Texar. We may have a third way battle for 6 again.
Again, yeah, the drivers keep yo-yoing back and forth. They're spreading out and they're coming back together. Yost managed to get himself past Diogo Teixeira. He's up in the 6th position now. Fantastic recovery drive from Yost so far. Really, really good. And now Roger Sale has, well, he's got the taste. He wants some Nando's. He wants some Portuguese. And, well, his appetite seems to have scuppered because he's dropped back a little bit from Diogo Teixeira. Who's that going off very, very wide on the back of the shot? Was that Isaac Janssen or was that Isaac Gard?
Little skill.
Ah, it was Little Skill.
Skills. It's a false alarm.
He's struggling in that car, his Little Skill, today, isn't he? Not his best day at the races.
Yeah, but I know who's not struggling. That's Roger Shaw now going side by side into the corner. Oh, and Isaac Johansson spins again, but that's not interesting. He's way back, and Roger Shaw just sent it down into the south corner from the anchor straight. That's how he did this lean racing that we want here.
Yeah, lovely move from Roger
just shows his dominance.
Absolutely, shows that he can control this car just a little bit better than Diogo Teixeira there. Diogo, I think, playing it safe. I think Diogo's kind of realised that he's probably going to end up being quicker if he keeps it a little bit slower, keeps it under control, and then goes at his own pace rather than pushing it.
Nobody at all have practiced.
Yeah, not officially after the server debacle that we had last week. We didn't have a practice server running the week before this race like we always do, and well, we will have a practice server running for the next race that we do here on Track Time Community Race Series. But yeah, these drivers I think struggling because they've had a bit of, well, they've been lacking the practice, haven't they?
They've been lacking practice. A very much appreciated practice that would have helped a lot of these drivers. Most importantly, it would be Monsieur's skill. But talking about next race, the BMW M1 Pro car at the Nürburgring.
Yeah,
GP
certainly.
Circuit, not
That's going to be coming up soon here on the Track Time Community Race channel. The M1 Pro car should offer up some interesting racing. To be honest with you, I can't say that I've ever driven it in a Assetto Corsa. Have you, Spitzer?
I have driven it. And actually, the M1 Pro car was a suggestion of a friend. Oh, Diego, having maybe a little spin somewhere. Oh, yeah, in the chapel corner, having a little spin. But back to the Pro car, I think it was a suggestion by a friend that he was just like, oh, it's such a good car. I tried it. It just grips to the track. It's perfect.
Well, that's good. That should mean that we'll have less spins than we have had today, and hopefully that does mean some good racing. Of course, not around the full Nürburgring, but around the GP layout, and that's a track that a lot of the drivers will know very, very well. And with a week to practice as well, they should be set. Nathan Alder must have been practicing in single player because he has got this car absolutely nailed down. Likewise with Ryan Skywalker, 4 seconds behind him. Without that spin, we could have potentially had a nice battle up at the front of the pack here, but yeah, that little spin or whatever happened to Ryan Skywalker has dropped him a little bit back, and Nathan Alder's just commanded this race from the front. 7 laps under his belt now, and not a single one of them going wrong so far. Just over 1 minute remaining. It looks like we're going to get, yeah, we're going to be coming on to the final lap now with Nathan Alder as he comes round the final corner. And whilst the rest of the drivers have been going around, Nathan Alder has proven that you can actually race this car. I think if you just practice, it can be raised, it can stick to the floor, and with a good setup and a good bit of practice, he's absolutely got it nailed down. He's not. He's just hot lapping right now.
He's hot lapping it.
Yeah, he is. He is at the minute. We'll see how it goes for him in the reverse grid race, which is to come next, of course. But yeah, putting his dominance to display today. Ryan Skywalker, likewise, proving that this car can stick to the floor. Not sure what happened with him. He was very close to Victor Lundgren when he went round, and we just saw him rejoining the circuit. So I'm not sure if that's all related. However, since then, he's not set a foot wrong, and he's managed this gap behind Nathan Alder. This 5 seconds is the furthest out that we've seen it. I think he's just been dropping a few tenths in this final lap as he just settles in, making sure that he's getting the car handling sorted in his own head, as of course he has to battle around. Oh!
Victor Lundgren going round. Where is he? Oh, the entry corner. Going round Peter Jones and Gulicek. Having a little bit of a luck. Definitely luck. And I have noticed it's not 15 plus 1 lap, so you have not set up the server right, Adam. There we go.
Nearly.
We always find a mistake.
I'll get it right one day.
Yeah. But now having 2 cars right in front of him, I think that's Michel Rodriguez. Let's go. Might be. Not very sure. No, Let's go is right behind him. But Nathan Older rounding now to the club corner. Someone's been right behind him. Claims his victory right now. Someone backwards behind him. Ryan Skywalker claims his 2nd place. It's Isaac Johansson into gravel there. Lucas Gulicek just now on the hunger straight.
Yeah, there's been an
absolute big the gap is.
Absolute gulf in quality between those two at the front and the guys behind today. Nathan Alder and Ryan Skywalker in a league of their own. Victor Lundgren tragically spinning on the final lap. He did so well to keep it together while racing, and it just fall apart from the final lap. He's dropped out of the podium positions, which means that your podium will be completed by this man on your screens here, Lukas Gulicek, the Czech driver, comes through in 3rd position. Peter Jones comes around in 4th position, and then, yeah, the tragic story of the day being Victor Lundgren in 5th position. Now, Roger Sale is coming around the club chicane. He's going to finish in 6th, and then Joost the Toast. Sorry, Joost the Toast in 7th position.
Yeah,
and that's a fantastic recovery from Joost, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. And Victor reminds me of something. It was the last time we were at Silverstone with open wheel cars. Do you know what that was, Adam?
An Eric Simondera moment.
Yes. Eric
Tragic.
losing the championship right before his eyes.
What a moment that was in the first season of the Track Titan Community Race Series official. And you can go back and watch that race for a slightly fresher and a slightly younger Adam and Spitzlam to be commentating on. It was only last year, mind you. But yeah, Eric Simondera threw away his championship. Fortunately for Victor, the stakes are not quite so high today. Diogo Teixeira, ignoring track limits there in the final corner, comes across the line. He's in 9th position. Isaac Johansson finishes in 10th. And Monsieur Skittle, Little Skittle, in 11th position. Let's go into the next race. And yeah, it was exactly a like-for-like incident, that wasn't it, Spitzlam? Exactly like we saw Eric do.
It was... Yeah. Eric didn't even finish the race. Eric just stopped before the finish line. He was just down. Yeah.
The poor guy. And we never saw him again, so clearly it got him right down. Reverse grid for the 2nd race of the evening. Little Skittle's going to start from pole position. Isaac Johansson is going to start from 2nd. Diogo Teixeira starts off row 2 with Isaac Gard alongside him. Joost Veyers in 5th position, and then Roger Sale completes the 3rd row of the grid. Victor Lundgren in 7th, Peter Jones in 8th, Lukas Gulicek in 9th, and then it's Ryan Skywalker and Nathan Alder, P1 and P2 from the 1st grid. And then Michel Rodriguez is going to start from the back as he finished that race in the pits. Let's see if he can do better in this race. 2nd race, 2nd prediction, Spitzlam. I'm going to say that I think we'll see Isaac Gard in the lead by the loop. What says you?
Isaac Gard. I get the 4th place prediction by you. I'm gonna go for the 2nd Isaac Johansson. who might have a really good run, just coming in some of the corners. He's second after all. We saw Ryan first in the loop and in village.
He certainly did.
So yeah.
Yeah, the start is what matters the most here at Silverstone with those fast-flowing first few corners. We'll see. The drivers have got a little bit of time to think about their strategy. It's 15 seconds for the drivers to think about what they're going to do off the line and get the revs ready to go. You can hear the drivers starting to rev the engines, getting the engines in that optimal red range. And the 6 red lights now go on. 6 red lights go out now, and we are away at Silverstone. Little Skittle doesn't get a good start, just like Nathan Older last time, and Isaac Gard is up the inside of all of them in towards the first corner. He's going to take the lead of the race, although Skittle is holding on around the inside of the second corner. There's a driver round in the first corner. Isaac Gard leads in towards the loop, just about. Little Skittle conceding that position, but he's going to hold that inside line as they come around the second part towards Aintree. Isaac Gard's going to be hung around the outside. Diogo Texera in third position. Isaac Johansson has dropped down into fourth position off the line, and Little Skittle leads him away, coming down the Wellington Straight. Nathan Older's off. He's speared off left as he comes onto the Wellington Straight, recovers the car very, very well there, but he's going to be dropping back a little bit towards the clutches of Lukas Gulicek. Ryan Skywalker has taken fifth position, and these two drivers are moving through the grid at a rate of knots. Little Skittle still leading the way. What happened on the start of the race there, Spitzlam?
Gulicek took a flight. Gulicek took flight at the start finish straight. A little bit reminded me of Granny Joe. God. But over that driver, he's 8 for now. Doing real well. Joust Vegas not having the best fun. Just now on the Wellington Straight.
Oh, Little Skittle's round.
Overtaking Gulicek.
Little Skittle's round in the lead. Oh, another driver round. Who's that?
Johansson,
oh my goodness me. That was one of the biggest incidents I've seen in the Track Time Community Race Series ever. He was spinning like a bottle top. Jesus. Well, that's Little Skittle.
Just deboned at the wall.
Goodness me, Little Skittle out of the lead. Isaac Gard inherits the lead. Ryan Skywalker's very close behind him now. We should expect to move there very, very shortly. Victor Lundgren in third position and Nathan Older into fourth. And goodness me, that was a big incident. Lukas Gulicek down one position. He's lost position there to Michel Rodriguez and lost just another there to Little Skittle. He's going to peel into the pits. He's got damage after an incident. I think he was one of the drivers at T-boned. Is that Spitzlam?
No, someone T-boned a wall going through Mag. It's just... I don't know if that's comedic or tragic as well. Michel not going into the pits as well as he spun and was in that little scrap at the start. There you can see the tires, a little bit of them on the tarmac. Just going through turn 1.
Fortunately for Michel, he's doing better than his first race because he's still in the race, so that's a 100% improvement over what he had last time out. Isaac Gard still holding onto the lead, but for how long? He's got a snarling, roaring Ryan Skywalker tailing him, looking to take the position away from him. Likewise, Victor Lundgren. He's going to be looking in his mirrors and seeing that it's full of Nathan Older. Nathan Older gaining as they come down the National Straight and breaking much deeper in towards Copse there. Victor Lundgren getting all sorts of shapes wrong coming through Copse, getting onto the grass on the inside. And then this is going to be crucial as he comes through Maggots and Beckett's. Nathan Older just picking time away at him. Diogo Texera has got past Roger Sale for fifth position, and that's because Roger Sale seems to have taken it off as he's travelling very slowly now and holding up Michel Rodriguez in towards Chapel. Michel Rodriguez is going to try and get up the inside through Baggett's, and he does indeed. On towards the Hanger Straight. Michel Rodriguez is into sixth position. I'm getting my words all sorts of mixed up tonight. I do apologise. My mouth is all over the shop. Baggett's.
Well, it seems like it's all over. The shop because as well, Ryan Skywalker is trying to overtake Isaac Gard for the lead, but no line finding there. He's getting close in some sections, some not. In the fastest lap right now, 144.36 thousand. That's a flying lap, actually. There he goes. And now he's losing time again after the first
Nathan Older's round. Nathan Older completely round in towards the loop. He recovers it with the most fantastic pirouette I think I've ever seen. Doesn't hit the wall, recovers the car, and now slows down to allow all the drivers through that he was behind. And I have to say, that is the luckiest thing I think I've ever seen, although he has got a very, very, very battered rear wing there, Nathan Older, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, he definitely has. But he almost hit Ryan.
Very nearly.
You know how much hey, and I don't know if racism would happen in the chat right after. Oh god, that would have been. Oh, just let's be happy that it not happened. A lot of people could have gone mad. There you can see from the wide shot, Ryan
Victor Lundgren's
not
round.
getting much time. Yeah, Joust is just vibing in Beckett somehow. Don't know what he's doing there. Nathan Older somehow gaining 3 seconds on Victor Lundgren.
Yeah, Victor Lundgren went
fast.
round. He went round in Cop's corner, and that allowed Nathan Older to come through and take the position away from him. And now he's going to try and utilise some of the slipstream that he might pick up off Yost to catch up to Ryan and close that 4-second gap.
I want to say, as I got a bit wide, no, he just almost skipped the whole turn. The whole runoff almost went into the gravel. There he goes, Victor Lundgren into the pit. It seems like it. Oh yeah, I don't think he has his rear wing. Very well done. Now blocking the pit lane. Pit lane closed, guys. Be careful there. But otherwise, the balls come down a little bit. Ryan having no luck and seems like no speed as well. Just the guy, Isaac Gad.
Yeah, Ryan just isn't able to close up on Isaac Gard here. I fully expected him to breeze past him with the pace that Ryan had last race, but Isaac Gard is proving that third place hot lap that he put in qualifying wasn't a fluke. He's got the pace to stay in first position, and he's going to give Ryan a big challenge if Ryan wants to get through and take home this race win. And that's about the closest thing on track. Nathan Older just circulating in third position. He's already closed a second to this gap at this battle at the front of the field. Dugo Texera 10 seconds behind Nathan Older in fourth position. Roger Sale not too far behind. He might be closing up on Dugo Texera some point soon if he can keep the pace up. Michelle Rodriguez in sixth position, doing infinitely better than the first race, and he's going to be happy. Sat there, just circulating in a league of his own. And then Little Skittle in seventh, Lucas Glushek in eighth, Peter Jones in ninth, Victor Lundgren in the pits, and Jost Veyers.
That's someone into the wall again. Is that it? Just Joust again? Been into the wall in Beckett's corner, having a little spin. Almost deboned it again.
You know what?
I don't think that was used, Joust.
A day of contrast for Jost Veyers here, because that first race he had a spin, then regained so many positions and was, challenging for my driver of the day there, and recovered. And then this race he seems to just have absolutely switched off, and he's a lap down and in the wall every single lap. It's interesting to see into the psyche of the drivers, and I think he's probably battling some damage now that I doubt will be fixed before the end of the race.
But I know someone that's just flying. Isaac Gad, 1 minute 43 seconds.
Ryan Skywalker rejoining the circuit, clips Nathan Older in the loop. He was coming, Ryan Skywalker was spinning himself around to rejoin, and Nathan just couldn't avoid him. Ryan Skywalker in the middle of the circuit, and both drivers ended up going around there. Still second and third on the road. Diogo Texera now got a little bit less time to Nathan Older as a result of that, but Isaac Gard now 10 seconds clear at the front of this race, and the man with the wind beneath his wings, isn't he?
Well, as well, having the fastest lap right now, which I was just saying as Ryan flipped Nathan Older with a 43.285, just flying around the track, and Roger will try and do the same and just fly around the track and maybe gain a position to fourth place and catch up a little bit to Nathan Older. But Nathan losing a little bit of time for Ryan, seems like it. So, interesting things. Yeah,
interesting battles kind of settling in. This Nathan Older and Ryan Skywalker battle looks like it could come to a head within the next few laps. Likewise with Roger Sale and Diogo Texera, however, that definitely won't help Roger Sale. Roger Sale, he's been closing on Diogo Texera for the last few laps, and now he's gone very, very wide. And who inherits position? It's Michelle Rodriguez. He is our open wheel expert. Even after all this time away, he's been racing GT3s non-stop for the last few months and being bad at CSGO, and now he comes back and he's in an open wheel and he's got 5th position in the second race, and he's just picking off positions by handling this car as well as he can.
Have you played CSGO with me?
I certainly have. He carries me.
Wait, what? And now you say he's just been bad at CSGO GT3. There he goes back. Our expert for open wheel racing as well. This is one of the 3 or how many we have open wheel races, not much. So that we have Tebang, then Estonia, and now for Renault. That was our 3 races from a 13-week calendar.
Here goes Diego Teixeira. He's side by side with Nathan Older. He managed to get past him there on the Wellington Straight, and I think Nathan is probably battling a bit of damage that he incurred from that collision with Ryan. And yeah, it has to be said. I think there's the chat. Obviously, Nathan's homies in the chat. It was a very unsafe rejoin from Ryan Skywalker there. I'm sure the marshals will be throwing a few points penalties Ryan's way for that. But for now, Diego Teixeira into the podium positions, and you know what? An underrated open wheel driver, I think, Diego Teixeira. He always does well in the open wheelers, doesn't he?
Nathan does well in any car.
No, Diego, not
Nathan. Oh, Diego. Diego, if he tries to race, he definitely does really well. As Michelle tries to race Nathan Older and having so much more speed down the Hungary Straight. Oh God.
Yeah, Nathan is absolutely battling something in this car. He just doesn't have any pace going down the straights, and he's getting mogged left, right and centre. The drivers are flying by him. It seems like he just can't get up to the speeds that these drivers who aren't battling damage can. Michelle Rodriguez into fourth position, as I was waxing lyrical about him, and he hasn't bottled it yet, so well done, Michelle. Roger Sale now coming to try and get a slice of the pie.
Something.
I don't want to commentate as cursing.
Yeah, that's why. Knock on something.
Yeah.
Adam! For
Michelle!
Adam! No, Michelle crossed one for place into sixth. Diego now trying to race Ryan Skywalker.
Michelle,
Adam,
I'm so
you better
sorry.
Shut up for the next time.
I'm so sorry, Michelle. The commentator's cannon is so powerful, and poor Michelle has been struck with it. And it's now in sixth position. Ryan Skywalker and Diego Teixeira battling out for second position. Michelle Rodriguez is back through on Roger Sale. Roger Sale, I think, must have had an issue there. He dropped bike back behind him. Mercury says when Skywalker hit him, it destroyed Nathan's suspension. That's why he's so slow, and that's absolutely devastating for him there.
But Ryan is also slow now into the Maggots corner. Then into Beckett's right. Diego is just flying fast.
He absolutely is. Look at the speed that Diego's got on him there. Got him coming in towards Maggots, and Maggots, goodness me, today I'm on one. Maggots. Diego Teixeira is into second position, still 30 seconds to Isaac Gard, who is just flying in the front of the field here. But Diego Teixeira onto the second step of the podium. Ryan Skywalker now in third position. Nathan Older battling with Michelle Rodriguez, who's come back at them, and he's trying to get this fourth position back, potentially a third on the cards. As look how much pace that Michelle Rodriguez can get on Nathan Older there. His car is absolutely battered and bruised, and it's a credit to Nathan for getting the car around the track at this point, I think. But Michelle Rodriguez, into fourth position, chasing down Ryan Skywalker now for that podium position. Two drivers not even on the lead lap. I really am. I don't want to say anything nice or bad about Michelle now. I tell you what, I'm not going to put the camera on him.
Yeah, you will just spin on the last lap. You'll just spin it somehow.
I will, and I'll feel terrible.
Sorry, Ryan, you will not spin it. I will knock on wood so you don't do that. But Michelle, right now, as we're talking about it, trying to overtake Ryan Skywalker, so put the camera on Ryan. There we go. We'll see a great battle now coming Michelle's way again. There he goes again, trying to get the third place. The place where he spun from until Adam said his casual things. Little Skill not having fun as well. Still going on.
Yeah, Little Skill still struggling. Michelle Rodriguez trying to sniff at third position right now. Just under a minute left, which means we're going to have one more lap after this. Ryan Skywalker pushing Michelle Rodriguez very, very wide there on the exit of Copse Corner. Victor Lundgren rejoining in through Beckett's now. Ryan Skywalker just battling with Michelle Rodriguez. That's Diego Teixeira there heading through the front of his shot. Michelle Rodriguez is all over the back of Ryan Skywalker now, looking to take the position away from him. He's going to get right behind him as they come down the hangar straight now, trying to get any slipstream he possibly can, but Ryan is defending with all that he possibly can here. Michelle Rodriguez, a bit of overspeed on Ryan Scalca. Pulls out to the outside. Tries to break a bit deeper through Stowe. Not going to happen this time round. He's going to try and cut back and get the move on him. Down the inside, in towards the club chicane. But Ryan Scalca's going to defend that inside line from Michelle Rodriguez now. Michelle Rodriguez can brake so much later than Ryan can. But he looks for his brakes as Ryan Scalca closes the door on the exit of the corner there. With Michelle Rodriguez tripping over himself as he tries to power out the corner. But finds the way is blocked in the shape of Ryan Skywalker, but he's going to come through for another attempt now. Onto the Lewis Hamilton straight. They're going to filter through the first corner, and a fantastic switchback manoeuvre there from Michelle Rodriguez there. Takes a position away from Ryan Skywalker, and Ryan Skywalker absolutely has nothing to say about that one. He's down in 4th position now. Michelle Rodriguez onto the podium, and well, from a DNF to a podium, if he can hold on to this final lap, Michelle Rodriguez is going to have a day of two halves, isn't he?
Yeah, but you better not curse him as Gucci will now try and do the same on Nathan Older. Going into the entry corner, then into the Wellington straight, and he's just losing so much time on the straights as well. Seems like, as I said, he just pulls a little bit better. Now trying to brake as much as he can. Oh, pinching into Nathan Older.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
He'll wait for Nathan.
That's good sportsmanship there from Gulikcek. Yeah, Gulikcek, I think that was just a mistake from his own part there. Locked up under brake, and you could see the car dove left, then dove right, clipped Nathan Older's back end, sent him round. But good on Gulikcek there for waiting and allowing Nathan to rejoin. That's good sportsmanship from the Czech driver. And there's good drivership from Isaac Gard. Is that a word? I don't know. He's finished the race in 1st position. Diogo Teixeira finishes in 2nd.
That might be a first.
Joost waited for Isaac to finish the race there to get his race over and done with a bit sooner. Gulikcek is now past Nathan Older as Nathan Older limps around the circuit now in 6th position. Very unfortunate for him. Isaac Gard celebrating, doing donuts. He's got plenty of time to, because Diogo Teixeira still hasn't even crossed the line. 2nd position is going to go the way of Diogo Teixeira around the club chicane. He comes, and it's a podium finish for the Portuguese driver. He's going to be talking.
The highs and lows, comes in 3rd after getting disrespected by Adam and getting into the wall. Back in 3rd place, Ryan putting it in 4th. Gulikcek in front of Nathan Older, putting it in 5th place. Nathan Older with the broken car that he has in 6th. 7th for Roger Schuhl. Little skill, having trouble outbraking himself into the club corner. Now rounding out the final corner, which is club as well. Going wide as he always does. Finishing in 8th position. Peter Jones having a good race 1. Not so good race 2. Rounding out the final corner as well. Sees the checkered flag, and he's just begging for the sweet release of pain.
Yeah, Victor Lundgren limping around in 10th position now. So, Isaac Gard, your race 2 winner. And a dominant race win at that. Let's see if we can chat to some of our race winners here. Just check the Discord. I hope John is in this chat. I do apologise, John, if you couldn't join the server. Not sure what happened there. I think it is set to kick people if their ping is too high for a period of 60 seconds. But not entirely sure what caused John Ford not to be able to take part in the race tonight. And that's a shame because he's usually right up towards the front. Nathan and Isaac about. Let's try and tag them, see if they can come in for a chat.
Nathan. Gulikcek actually apologizing in the chat to Nathan.
Yeah, good.
That's really good sportsmanship.
Yeah, good sportsmanship there from Gulikcek to apologise to Nathan Older in the Discord chat after that race for that little incident that they had. Isaac Gard is ready and waiting for a chat. Here he is, Isaac Gard, race 2 winner, and that one came a little bit easier than potentially you expected, didn't it, mate?
Yeah, it was pretty lonely up there, can't lie.
You had a fantastic start. I backed you. Sam can tell you, I backed you to be in the lead from the start, and you actually did me well.
I was listening.
You were listening in. You did me well because you flew away from the start. The drivers ahead of you didn't quite get what they wanted, and you just flew on. Did you struggle with this car like everyone else, or did you manage to keep it on track?
It's all right. It seems like the tyre life dies towards the end, but in the first race, I just found it a little bit twitchy sometimes. and then that was what sent me round, and then I had suspension damage for the rest of it. So
Ah, see, so that's why you didn't do as well in the
Yeah.
first race. Well, the second race, you didn't have the same problem. Flew away. Ryan span out of his own accord behind you, and then also took out Nathan Alder. So any possible challenge that you had kind of disappeared with that. And then 30 seconds clear at the pack. At the head of the pack. You'd like to do that again, wouldn't you? You'll do that again next week if you could.
yes, please, yes, please.
Well, you know what? Normally I've got more questions for people because they've usually done some battles. However, you kind of didn't have to. So I'm a bit stuck. But
I was able to poddle around. I was just doing 2 seconds slower than my normal lap times, just to be safe. But yeah, there's not much I could really do.
no, realistically, you did all you needed to do. Kept it on the track, and I think that was the way to inherit positions in this race. So well done, mate. Good to hear from you. Spit so many questions for Isaac before he goes.
No, just very, very, very great. Just pulled off from the start. You just kept it on the black stuff. That's what you did. So
Yeah.
really good race. Enjoyed the
Nice.
victory.
Easy.
Alright.
Nice one. Good to hear from you, Isaac. And we will endeavour to catch up with you again if you win again this season.
Yeah. See you later.
See you later.
Yeah.
There's Isaac Gard joining us, race 2 winner. Race 1 winner, Nathan Alder. We've just nicked him there. I hope you weren't mid-conversation. I do apologise. Race 1 didn't come easily, but you finished with a fairly commanding lead, didn't you, in the end?
Yeah, race one was pretty straightforward, really. Yep, got off the line all right. Able to pull a gap when the guys behind were sort of battling by the look of the timing. So yeah, I've got a bit of a gap, and then just managed the gap at about 4 to 5 seconds, and yeah, straightforward. So yep, nice and easy. Nothing more to it, really. That one.
Yeah, not too much to it. You kind of you struggled a little bit off the line, I think, in race 1. Is that a symptom of the car, or do you need to practice your race starts?
No, I didn't realise I was running a lot more downforce than Ryan. Because on that opening lap, he was taking 2 or 3 tenths out of me on each straight quite easily. So I was a bit worried at first that if he got anywhere near me on the exit of one of the corners onto the straights, then he would have been quite hard to hold back and very hard to overtake with such a straight line speed advantage. But luckily for me, yeah, he must have made a mistake or something, or my pace was just a little stronger. So I got away. So I think, yeah, the run down to turn 1, I think it was more drag than anything. But I don't know, maybe I did mess the start a little. I'm not sure. I didn't really practice the starts. Didn't really have time to, really, but it's all my own fault. But, yeah, not too bad.
It didn't end up mattering too much because you won race 1. Race 2, obviously, we'll come round to this, as painful as it is. You struggled a bit earlier on as well. I think you was it Victor Lundgren battling out, and then you kind of went round.
Yeah. Again, I have no practice at all following other cars. So I practiced on my own
Of course.
today, and then race 1 I was on my own the whole race, like no one in front of me. Yeah, so my first time behind another car was that race, and yeah, it was such a different car to drive. It felt so awkward trying to stay with Victor, and yeah, I made a major mistake out of turn 2. Lost the rear, which the rear was fine in that corner every lap of every other session, and it just went round, and luckily I missed the barrier, luckily I missed the cars ahead, and managed to sort of get the car back on track, let Victor back through and continue. And then, unfortunately for him, he made a mistake a couple of laps later out on the exit of Cops, I think it was, and I managed to
You
managed
to take it away from him there, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
That one came a bit easy, and then of course we'll come to it.
Yep.
You were going around on your own, and then you have a Ryan Skywalker shaped car in the middle of the track. Did it? The commenters, some of your friends in the comments are saying it ruined your suspension. Is that what happened there?
Yeah, it wrecked the car. Suspension, rear wing, side pod obviously took a whack as well. But yeah, I just come around turn 3. Turn 3, and he was in the middle of the track facing me. So I thought he'd do the sensible thing and not spin it around in front of me. But unfortunately, had a moment and spun it straight into the racing line, which obviously goes towards the right hand side there for the left hander. and he slammed into the side of my car, which wrecked my car. Again, another car that's been Ryan Skywalkered.
Well, I'm seeing the beef form, but well, yeah, I can only say I'm very sorry that happened to you. That was not fun for you at all, and I'm sure the marshals will have a little bit of a
Yep, I'm sure
discussion,
they will,
a
yeah.
discussion with
Yep.
Ryan following this race. But
Yeah.
hopefully next week goes a little bit better for you. We've got BMW M1 Pro cars at Nürburgring. Do you reckon you'll fare well with them there?
I've never driven the M1, so I'm not entirely sure. I was okay in the CTM BMW, so hopefully it's not too different being rear-wheel drive and probably around 400 or 500 horsepower. But yeah, Nürburgring's a good track for me. I enjoy driving that one, so don't mind putting in the time there. So yeah, all in all, it weren't a bad day's work. A win and a P6, I think, in the end. But yeah,
still a healthy championship lead, I believe, to this race still.
yeah, yep. So it's just about maintaining the gap now, really. Yeah, no, another good day, really. Shame about the second race, but yeah, looking forward to next week. I'm sure it'll be fun, as always. And yeah, better put in some practice this time because I didn't really get a lot of practice this week.
Well, if you get the time, put in the practice, and I'm sure it'll pay off for you.
Hopefully, yeah.
Thanks for talking to us again, Nathan. Always great to chat
Thanks,
to you.
guys.
And
Yep,
we'll
cheers,
catch you next week, I'm sure.
Excellent. Yep. Thank you. See you later.
See you. There we go, Nathan Alder, race 2 winner. Well, exciting racing tonight. Hopefully some more exciting racing next week. Spitzlam, last comments on tonight's racing.
Very, very dominant winners that we had today. Very interesting battles as well. Very interesting spins. Because some crashes that we are grateful for not happening in real life. So yeah, a very interesting race with the Formula Renault 2014.
Yeah, it was. I don't think we'll be racing this car again. But it was good. It's always part of the fun of a series that changes cars every week. Keeps it entertaining for the viewers and, well, keeps the drivers on their toes. Thanks to everyone that joined us tonight for the stream. As I say, next up is the BMW M1 Pro cars at Nürburgring, and I'm sure we'll catch you all then. But until then, I've been on Chapman. Alongside me has been Spitzlam. Thank you to everyone, and we'll see you later.